Hey guys, I'm Chad Hoover. In today's video, I'm going to show you the absolute best knot for connecting braid to fluoro or mono.
Fish on!
That's a toad, brother. Golly! All right, guys, so before we jump into me showing you how to tie the absolute best leader knot out there for connecting braid to fluoro, actually braid to anything, I got to thank the folks at Shimano for making this tip series possible. Guys, be sure to check out their awesome product line. And yeah, let's just jump right into today's video. Okay, before I get started, let me quantify. Why is it the best knot? I think the FG knot's the best knot. I think the uni to uni is the best knot. Chad, isn't this knot? Okay, so I'm gonna quantify this. There's 3 or 4 factors that I take into consideration when it comes to tying a knot. How easy is the knot to tie? How prone to failure is the knot? If tied incorrectly, does the tying of the knot actually lead to failure? Does it retain breaking strength? And does it serve an additional purpose? So I'm going to talk about all of those things as I tell you why this Albright, or this improved Albright, not right version of the Albright, is the best knot for connecting leader to braid. Okay, so to show this, to make it easy to see, for the purpose of this video, this black line is going to be your leader material. And this lighter colored line is going to be your main line, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start off and double your leader over, and you're gonna hold that in your hand. You're gonna take your leader material and you're gonna go through that loop. What I like to do here is grab both with one hand and pull off however much line I'm gonna use as my working line. And then what I do is I actually hand the line back and forth around the line to myself, just like so, okay? For the purpose of this video, I'm not going to go 8, 10, 12 wraps because I don't think it'll work with this thick a line, and it's not necessary to demonstrate how this works. Here's one of the keys for tying this knot correctly. Once you get it done, you want to make sure that none of these loops overlap each other, and you're going to want to slide it forward until you close the loop down to just enough for you to get the tag in through the hole. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the tag in, you're going to go back through this loop the opposite direction that you came through with the running line in the first place. Now, the next big key is to keep pressure on this and slide it forward to where, again, it doesn't stack up on top of itself. So as you can see here, I'm manipulating this with my fingers, but when I tell you this, when I'm showing you with the real line, this is why it's important to pull the tag in before you pull the running line. When you pull the tag in, what that's gonna do is kind of lock those wraps in place, and then you hold the 2 pieces of leader material and pull your main line. The next thing that I like to do is grab this knot and pull it so that it cinches down this bend in the leader material. Now, this is where I do something a little bit different on my version of the Albright knot, because this is a great knot, and this is the Albright knot if you're finishing it. But I don't like the fact that this leading edge of your leader material is exposed to oncoming contact, whether that's structure or cover or your guides. So what I like to do is then take my running line, and I like to make 1, 2, or 3 half hitches in front of it. And for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to make 2. Now keep in mind that this isn't going to be anywhere near this bulky if I'm doing this with braided line, and I'll show you guys that later in the video. So what this is going to do when you put these half hitches in front of the leader material that's bent over is it's going to protect it, okay? What it's also going to do is it's going to cone it down. So if you come up here where I can demonstrate what I'm talking about, it's going to take that knot bend and it's going to taper the end of it. That's going to make it where it goes through the guides a lot easier. It's also going to make it where it doesn't have a hard edge to catch on cover, to catch on your guides, to catch on anything out there. And so that's, in my opinion, what really makes this knot superior. And when I show you with real braid, what I'll do is I'll skin this little tag in, and that is going to also act like a strike indicator, and it's going to serve that additional purpose. So again, back to the reasons why this is the best knot. It's easy to tie, okay? The way that we tie it here protects the leader material so it's less prone to failure. It maintains 100% or pretty close to 100% breaking strength, and if tied properly, the knot itself doesn't cause premature failure. If you get an overlap in your line in a uni knot or an FG and you set the hook, the actual squeezing down of the knot can help score and ultimately cause the mono or fluorocarbon leader to fatigue and then to fail. So again, I think that this is a combination of the easiest to tie, most versatile. With this little knot in front of it, it allows it to go in and out of the guides better. It protects the leader from that leading edge, you know, abrading over cover running in and out of your guides. And then when you trim this end off smooth right here, you get rid of all of your burrs, and it'll go into the guides and out of the guides perfectly clean. So guys, let's hop over here and let me show you how to do this with actual braided line. And we're gonna do the best we can to demonstrate it with this thinner diameter line, but we really wanted to show you with the bigger line first. So again, you're gonna take your leader material, and I like to double it over and hold it with my back 3 fingers, okay? When I get started, the first thing I do with braided line is I wet it. Makes it easier to work with, and it keeps it from cutting into your leader material. So you're gonna bring that line through, and just like I showed you with the other one, I'm actually gonna wrap this line, and I've come up with this little way of using these 2 fingers and these 2 fingers to kind of hand it around to myself. The beautiful thing about this is I can actually tie this knot blindfolded. I can tie this knot at night when I'm night fishing, and I don't have to turn a light on to do it. All I gotta be able to do is get the line through the guide, and I can actually feel that with my hand. So once I've got the appropriate amount of wraps, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look and see which direction the line is coming through, and I'm gonna go back through in the opposite direction. So like I talked about with the thicker line, right here what I like to do is wet my leader material and wet my braid, and I slide it down and start to stack it. Now, I'm gonna look and make sure that there's no overlaps or humps or bumps. I'm gonna push it all the way down, and then again, just like with the thicker line when I showed you, you're gonna take your braided tag in. I just like to grab it with my teeth and give it a little pull. Okay, once you do that, the next thing that I like to do is I like to take the fluorocarbon tag in and give it a little pull as well, because that gets rid of a kink and that bend, and it really tightens that knot up. Now here's the magic part. Again, you're gonna take this tag in, and you're gonna do a half hitch around the braided line 3 times. I like to make each one progressively tighter. Okay, I've come up with this little trick to just wrap it around my finger like that, and that makes that tag end kind of stand off just like so. And then I use my line cutter right there, and I cut it off, and I take my clippers and skin it, okay? Once I take those clippers and skin it, I am now effectively creating a strike indicator. Now, I'm gonna take this knot line now, and I'm gonna fold that the opposite direction, and I'm gonna get here as close as I can. This is why you need flat nose line clippers or toenail clippers, fingernail clippers, something like that, because you wanna get in there and clip that off flush. The reason you wanna clip it off flush, and the reason you can't get that close with scissors, is you don't wanna have that tag in creating a fork sticking out the wrong way, so that when you're reeling it into your guides, it'll go in nice and clean, but when it goes out, there'll be a fork and it could catch on the guides and cause problems. So here's the deal, guys. Once I get that tied just like that, I like to guitar pluck it, and it really frays that thing up and turns it into a strike indicator. And if about every 10 or 12 casts you'll guitar pluck it like that, it actually adds a little bit of flotation to it, because of that captures a little bit of air. Next thing I do, just wet it, bite it down a little bit, and all I'm doing is I'm making the braid dig into the leader material just a little bit, just a nice little pressure, and boom, that is your leader knot. And the reason that this knot is superior is because of 3 main reasons. How easy it is to tie, the likelihood of it not being failure prone, you protect the back end side of the leader, and with this tag in, you create an added benefit of adding a strike indicator, where when you're fishing shallow water, or if you're fishing deep water, you can see it coming through the water. So like if I'm fishing a chatterbait or a crankbait, I can actually see that knot coming, and I know that my lure's getting closer, other than being able to tell by feel. But man, in shallow water, if you're fishing a Cinco or a finesse bait, you can throw the lure up in shallow water, and you can lay that on the water, and as soon as you see that move, you know you've got a fish on. In fact, you're gonna see that long before you'll ever feel the fish. And part of the keys to be successful in many situations and many presentations is for you to know the fish is there before they know you're there. So guys, that is how you tie the Not Right Albright, my version of the Albright, where you create a little strike indicator, tie on your favorite lure, and take that thing fishing, and I promise you it'll add benefits to your fishing. It's the easiest to tie, it's the least failure prone, and again, those are the reasons why I think this is the best line to leader knot out there. So guys, I hope you enjoy this type of video. Smash that thumbs up. If you're new to the channel and you haven't done so yet, consider subscribing. And listen, do me a favor, share my videos with those folks out there that you know that could learn a little bit more about fishing. Leave some comments in the comment section so that I can learn more about what you guys need to know. And I learn stuff from you guys all the time. So I'm not just teaching anglers to fish, you guys are helping me become a better angler. So as a community, they say that a rising tide raises all ships. So y'all leave me a comment in the comment section below. Feedback helps me get better, and that way I can help you guys better. So if you liked the video, smash that thumbs up, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, do me a favor and help support the channel by downloading the Fishing Chaos app now so you can get in on the action.